What's up, nerd and nerdettes? It's time for a superpower shorty. This superpower is a splinter off the branch of plant manipulation and thread manipulation. So sit down and get set for paper manipulation. Paper as we know it might go through a few more extra steps than in days past, but the process is pretty much still the same. The use of plants, or more importantly, plant fibers, can be processed or woven together to form a sheet of material. There isn't much more to it than that. I guess I can try to make it sound more complicated than it is, but I don't want to do that. So I'll continue with this. Users of Papyrokinesis can create, shape, and manipulate paper and or paper-like substances, such as papyrus and parchment. And while this power is related to the two mentioned previously, it really stands on its own as a concept, as paper, or in most cases, the concept of a blank piece of paper, represents the potential of all that's to be written, being very reflective of everything that can be. Oftentimes, paper is used as a form of security in the sense of storing information, hope, and promises intrinsic to oneself and whatever your endeavors may be. In much the same way, the start of a journey or goal contains such hope. This medium is where the conceptual meets the practical, or vice versa, as the blank page represents everything and nothing simultaneously. If that confuses you, that means I captured the essence of this power perfectly. Everyone in their life, at some point or another, has come face to face with the unspeakable horror that is the blank page. And regardless of how prepared you are, it seems that making that first mark on that blank page is honestly one of the hardest things to do, relatively speaking. Because we all know that deep down, that first mark that you put on that page will set the tone for how you handle yourself on that particular piece of paper. Which is why we have the trope referred to as writer's block in popular culture. You know, a frustrated writer balling up page after page, or even worse, just staring at a page they haven't even started on yet. That's a familiar feeling to all, I'm sure about that. While the West usually deals with what to put on paper and what order it should go in, the East has concerns as to what shape they want paper to take. That was just a clever way of me saying that in certain cultures, the art of origami, folding paper to form shapes, along with the concept of paper talismans, wards used for supernatural effects, are believed to unlock the secrets of creation and enlightenment, or at least provide pretty good entertainment. Colors associated with this power in most cases tend to be white. I don't think I need to explain why, because paper is white. Just like their ancestor power, aka thread manipulation, they're usually shown being crafty, mysterious, all while having a sinister side that delights in acts of deception. Or, in a more positive note, they're at least a rule-bound or judicial person, playing the role of a reasonable, usually a bureaucrat, in some form or another. Long story short, it's very unusual to see the superpower granted to an individual with the power of paper manipulation to exert a telekinetic hold over surrounding paper and move them as if they were extensions of your own body. And doing that, they can use paper to attack and defend. The user can generate their own source of paper completely separate from outside sources with paper generation. They can harden and give their paper a more sturdy constitution with paper solidification. And building off of that, they'd be able to mold the solidified paper into various forms with papyrokinetic constructs. The user would be able to alter the properties of paper, either mutating it or changing it chemically with paper property manipulation. And if the user's altered paper carries beneficial effects, they should be able to use it to augment themselves with paper empowerment, while at the same time using this paper to assist whatever combative capabilities they possess with papyrokinetic combat. They would be able to use paper to aid in whatever locomotive capabilities they possess, making them faster or able to access areas they couldn't before. While those who have the most proficiency with this ability are seen being able to transfer their physical form into that of paper with paper mimicry. They can also project this power outward and change the outside matter into paper, completely changing its molecular structure with paper transmutation. And last but not least, with the same level of reality warping power, they're able to give paper pocket dimension-like qualities and use it to trap and or store objects with sealing via paper imprisonment. And if the user is near godlike, they can focus purely on the folding aspects of this power and treat the world like it's just another piece of paper, allowing you to fold and manipulate anything you get your hands on with folding power. And as I mentioned earlier, because paper is, paper, it still could have the same weaknesses, maybe more in some cases and maybe less in others, such as vulnerability to various elements like water, fire, or wind, in a way similar to plant manipulation and thread manipulation, but at the same time very different. If you really want to get wild and see any more possibilities or association this power has, check out those 2 videos. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any more fan-made examples of how this power can be used, jot it down. Not on paper, but in the comment section. Yeah.